On June 4, 1942, when the USS Fletcher, EDD-445, was commissioned at the Boston Navy Yard, few imagined that this ship would inaugurate the most influential destroyer class of World War II. With its two quintuple launchers of 21-inch Mark 15 torpedoes, 5 on each side, the Fletcher represented a silent revolution in naval warfare. The metallic sound of tubes being loaded echoed across the decks while sailors adjusted the hydraulic systems that would enable rapid and precise firing. The smell of lubricating oil and polished metal permeated the air, while the 1,500-kilogram torpedoes were carefully positioned in their tubes. This was not just another destroyer class. It was the materialization of a new naval combat philosophy that prioritized speed, range, and concentrated firepower. American naval engineers had created something that would fundamentally change the balance of power in the Pacific, though the true impact would only reveal itself in the bloody waters that lay ahead. The technical superiority of the Fletchers resided in details that transformed specifications into lethal advantages. Each Mark 15 torpedo carried a 375-kilogram Torpex warhead, an explosive 50% more powerful than traditional TNT, capable of breaking a Japanese cruiser in half with a single direct hit. The quintuple launchers could be reloaded in less than 15 minutes by a trained crew, allowing devastating salvos in rapid succession. The Mark 37 fire control system, integrated with the SG surface search radar, enabled target detection at 15 nautical miles even in total darkness, a capability the Japanese would only discover in the worst possible way. The Fletcher's maximum speed of 37 knots, powered by 60,000 horsepower steam turbines, allowed rapid approaches and strategic withdrawals that left enemy ships vulnerable. The operational range of 6,500 nautical miles meant these destroyers could operate deep in enemy territory, maintaining constant pressure on Japanese supply lines. It was a lethal combination of technology, speed, and firepower that redefined the concept of destroyer warfare. The first devastating demonstration of Fletcher effectiveness occurred during the Naval Battle of Guadalcanal on November 12-13, 1942. The USS O'Bannon, DD-450, and USS Fletcher, DD-445, participated in the night action that resulted in the destruction of the Japanese battleship High AI. In the dark waters of Iron Bottom Sound, American destroyers used their radar superiority to position themselves strategically, launching torpedoes with lethal precision, while the Japanese were still trying to locate their attackers. The thunder of 5-inch guns echoed over the waves, while muzzle flashes briefly illuminated the gray-painted hulls of American ships. The acrid smell of burned gunpowder mixed with the salty vapor of the agitated sea. Japanese sailors later reported the sensation of despair upon realizing they were being attacked by ships they could not see or detect adequately. The Fletcher's ability to coordinate precise night attacks, combined with their superior speed, created a new tactical paradigm that forced the Imperial Japanese Navy to reconsider their night combat strategies, traditionally considered their specialty. The mass production of Fletchers revealed America's true industrial strength. Between 1942 and 1944, 175 Fletcher-class ships were built in shipyards scattered across the country, a demonstration of productive capacity that left Japanese strategists stunned. Bath Iron Works Shipyard in Maine produced 30 units, while Federal Shipbuilding in Kearney, New Jersey, built 48 ships. The production pace was impressive. A Fletcher was launched every 17 days on average, creating a destroyer fleet that numerically surpassed the entire Imperial Japanese Navy. Each ship cost approximately $6 million, an investment that would prove devastatingly effective. Welders worked in 24-hour shifts, their masks reflecting the blue-white glow of electric arcs that joined steel plates. The deafening noise of pneumatic hammers and cranes echoed through the shipyards, while the smell of heated metal and fresh paint permeated the air. This industrial production capacity was not just a logistical advantage. It was a psychological weapon that demonstrated to the Japanese they were facing an enemy with practically unlimited resources. The psychological impact of the Fletchers on the Imperial Japanese Navy became evident through captured documents and post-war interrogations. Japanese commanders began reporting a growing sense of vulnerability, especially during night operations. Traditional Japanese confidence in night combat, developed through years of intensive training, was systematically eroded by American technological superiority in radar and fire control. Japanese veterans described the frustration of facing enemies who seemed to have cat eyes in the darkness, capable of detecting and attacking with deadly precision while remaining invisible. Admiral Raizo Tanaka, one of the most experienced Japanese destroyer commanders, observed in his post-war reports that American superiority in night detection had rendered their traditional tactics obsolete. The morale of Japanese crews began to decline as losses accumulated without being able to inflict proportional damage. This erosion of tactical confidence represented a strategic victory that went beyond the numbers of ships sunk. It was the breaking of a myth of invincibility that had sustained Japanese naval doctrine for decades. The operational versatility of the Fletchers proved decisive in multiple theaters of operation. During the Solomon Islands campaign, these destroyers executed missions ranging from convoy escort to coastal bombardment and surface naval combat. At the Battle of Cape Esperance in October 1942, Fletcher destroyers demonstrated their ability to operate effectively in mixed formations with cruisers, providing anti-submarine protection while maintaining significant firepower against surface targets. Their Westinghouse turbines generated sufficient steam to maintain maximum speed for consecutive hours, enabling prolonged pursuits and evasive maneuvers that frequently frustrated Japanese attempts at decisive engagement. The rapid torpedo reload system allowed multiple salvos during a single engagement, maximizing hit chances against maneuvering targets. During rescue operations, Fletchers saved thousands of downed aviators, operating dangerously close to enemy bases thanks to their speed and defensive capability. This tactical flexibility forced the Japanese to disperse their forces to cover multiple simultaneous threats, diluting their operational effectiveness and creating opportunities for other Allied units to exploit. The legacy of the Fletcher-class destroyers extends far beyond their individual victories, representing a fundamental transformation in modern naval warfare. Of the 175 ships built, 19 were lost in combat, a remarkable survival rate that demonstrated both their construction robustness and the effectiveness of their tactics. Many Fletchers remained in active service until the 1970s, being transferred to Allied navies where they continued operating for additional decades. The USS Kidd, DD-661, preserved as a museum in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, stands as tangible testimony to this naval revolution. Its torpedo mounts still point toward the horizon, reminding visitors of an era when 5 torpedoes per side represented the difference between victory and defeat. The Fletcher influence can be seen in all modern destroyers, which still incorporate the fundamental principles of speed, versatility, and concentrated firepower pioneered by this revolutionary class. They did not just win a war, they redefined forever what it meant to be a destroyer, establishing standards that echo in contemporary navies and proving that sometimes true revolution lies not in a single decisive battle, but in the ability to consistently transform each engagement into a demonstration of technological and industrial superiority.